Okay, I'll play another draft. Have to. I'm gonna slam Murderous Cut here. Crackling Doom and Armament Car, fantastic cards. But I'd argue that Murderous Cut is about as good, a little more decent than Crackling Doom in terms of spot removal, although this guy's brand too, it normally gets the best thing anyway. But being one color, of course, makes it just the better pick. I am also noticing a Kieran, a Grizzly, a Snoring Rider, a Thornfalls, and Throttle. It will be interesting that we're going to be passing some pretty decent black cards here, with the core, Crackling Doom, and Throttle being kind of like, earlier picks. Not to say of Kieran or Grizzly, the Throttle, but, whatever. But who cares? Murderous Cut's great. And I love black. I love being black. Here's an early Raider Spoils being passed. Would love picking this guy up early, man. That's just so cool. The draft I just did, which I might put online for Mana Bluff. Maybe we get a double whammy of some Warriors decks. I just did, and it's super powerful. If you pick up the Raider Spoils early, you can start building around it. Mystic Monastery is great too, though, just in terms of it's a 3-color. You can start going into the 5-color deck. Scoured Barons and Krumar and Smite would also make Warriors, but I think it's just super fun and powerful to get a Raider Spoils early and see if you can go that route. I'll move away from that if needed. I wish I hadn't picked that. I wasn't really paying super close attention to the other cards in the pack besides the ones that I was interested in, so I wish I had seen what else of the signals were being opened. Bad Ryan! Bad Ryan! Oh hey, Chief of the Scale. So, having just picked Raider Spoilers, I want the Warrior deck, and that's a fantastic uncommon. We're passing a very similar common run, it seems, because it's Barons we saw, the Smite, and then Yielding Krumar. Although, of those, I would probably start taking the Barons or the Bitter Revelation than these two, which I do like in the deck, but whatever. Sultai Soothsayer is important. Wouldn't mind going into Sultai if that ends up being more open. But I'm pretty happy to have picked 3 very strong uncommons for a very strong archetype. What's next? Sultai Flare looks great. Bird Warrior is also really good, but the Sultai Flare I'm going to pick to stay open in case green becomes our splash from black white, even though generally you want to do black white warriors with like maybe a red splash for the Ponyback Brigade and the Trumpet Blast and that sort of thing. But this is just so much more powerful than an Active Treason, Defiant Strike, and the Sage Eye Herald you can kind of get when you need it. Yeah, even Witness Ages might even be better. But this card's just like too good. So I really, really want it. Let's see, what else is open? Savage Punch catches my eye to go with Sultai Flare. I could definitely move just into base Abzan or go black-green and maybe be into Sultai or something else, but having a Flare, Murderous Cut, and Savage Punch is good. And there's really nothing that awesome for the Warrior deck right now. Bring Low would make the cut, but you'd have to definitely be splashing red, and it's not the most insane red splash. I'd rather have, of course, the uncommon removal spell. War Behemoth would definitely be a playable. Molting Snakeskin, I've definitely had to be able to enjoy in a nice Warrior deck, but having such a late green signal is pretty exciting. Yeah, here... Interesting pick. Monastery Flock I love in Sultai, and if blue's kind of our 3rd color, it definitely helps us get there. This Shambling Attendance goes into, I guess, any deck we end up playing that was not fantastic in the Warrior deck, whereas Gurmag's Swiftwing gets really good with Raider Spoils. I'm going to take this. If we just end up playing a bunch of uncommons in black-white, we may not even need these green speculative picks we had. And I don't think the Shambling Attendants or the Monastery Flocks are too hard to replace in these colors. And the Swiftwing could end up being very, very good. Here's a Krumar, which is about on with the Tendons. The thing is, Archer's Parapet is very good in Sultai. So I have to start making a decision here about really where do I want to shape my draft. And having an early Raider Spoils and having the 2 nice 2-drops means I kind of want to start... moving into that archetype. We haven't seen particularly strong cards besides the Chief and the Raider Spoils pass, but those are the most immediate cards that were passed to me in my 2nd and 3rd packs. So I feel like I'm going to continue to have that as a strong theme, and we'll probably have it really nicely from our pack coming to our left. Here's the Russia battle I'll add now, or Dragon Scale Boon. This gets great as we add into our warriors, and even just with a nice flyer. So I'm very okay with that. Snakeskin, again, we might get back or just end up playing at some point. I guess I'll take the Naturalize. I don't know if I'm going to be splashing green or not. Again, I'd rather be splashing red, so the Banner is an option, but I also don't want to be playing Banner in a Warrior deck ever. Dutiful Return, I don't care about. Snowhorn Rider is the best card in the pack, but we're never going to be playing that. We're solidly in black, and are solidly not 5 colors. Jeskai Student I'll play, just because it is a 2-drop. I hope we don't have to run it, because I'll have better 2-drops. But I'd rather have that over a Rakshasa Secret. I'm not really looking to get too much into the Delve thing, even despite Murder's Cut. Scout the Borders, though, is also a fine Sultai card. So I think black and green are pretty well open, but it looks like we're going to still have a decent warrior deck put together. Here I'll take the active trees in case, like I said, we get to that sweet spot where I want to be splashing red. The Highland game is fine. We could still open some kind of Abzan bomb and just kind of avoid the whole warrior deck and just go super Abzan if we get like enough fixing. I mean, this is definitely a guild. That's perfectly fine. There's no reason not to play really strong green cards. But, of course, ideally, I want to be building up things like nice 2-drops in black and white. Things like Raider Spoils, Russia Battle. So here's a Citadel, which catches my attention right away, but I think Debilitating Injury is just too good. I don't know for sure I'm splashing green. It's not like a Savage Punch is the best removal spell in the Warrior deck. Sultai Flare is good, but it's just an efficient 4-drop, and if I'm splashing, I may not get it super late. I'd rather just have a really nice removal spell that I know I'm playing. Be happy to have a Citadel. Don't want a Retribution. Foil Misfire Weaver is super fun. Russia Battle might even table, and then we'll have 2 Russia Battles and a Raider Spoils, and I would be super duper happy. What more warriors? And morphs. Warrior morphs. Ooh, Ghostfire Blade's just good. I don't think I cannot play it, even though I don't have a bunch of morphs yet. I mean, I would love a Watcher. Ride Down would now make it over like the... go like Mardu Splash over the Abzan Splash, because I think Ride Down and Act just work way better. Mardu Hateblade's a great warrior to have, but I'll probably get the 1 or 2 I want. But I think Ghostfire Blade's just too insane. I'm planning on having like Krumar Bondkins and Sage Eye Harriers in this deck, so I'm just gonna take it. Even if you're not a dedicated morph deck, there's enough morphs in the format where this guy's good. I don't think you ever passed that. Kieran is really fantastic. It's not a warrior, so it's not as synergistic, and we already have a bunch of 4-drops, spoils, unyielding Krumars. Rush is more like a 6-drop, finisher. But besides that, there's a Trumpet Blast. I don't know if I'm in red. I'm not looking to move into Sultai anymore. With like the Mistfire Weaver, Secret Plans, and Abomination. Let me just double check that. Because with a Ghostfire Blade, I could start getting into the Secret Plans kind of Sultai deck, but... even though Savage Punch and Flare are good, with the Rush, Spoils, Krumar's Chief, there's just more synergy in what I've kind of already committed with the Warrior deck. So, I mean, Alabaster Kieran is a good card. Ooh. Here's the Feet of Resistance. Love that. Would be super happy if the Jungle Hollow Windscarred Crag ended up making the deck to kind of like help us get into red or green splashing, but I'm not going to pass up one of the premium white combat tricks for this deck. Putting Brigade I would pick up if there wasn't fixing. Like, I would take it over the Sagu Archer, even though I'm more likely to be green at this point. Let's get our Feet of Resistance online. Set of Drift is kind of lame. Here's that Sage Eye Harrier that I want. Wouldn't mind the Jungle Hollow, but I do want morphs with the Ghostfire Blade, and this guy as a flyer gets better with Raider Spoil, so I actually kind of want to pick it up highly. And I am, again, anticipating a Molting Snakeskin at some point. Sure, War Behemoth is fine. It's a morph. Goes with our Ghostfire Blade. I have no 3-drops. I guess I only have 2 morphs, right? Ghostfire Blade on Gurmag Swiftwing is also fine. I mean, getting that guy all big and fast is cool. Right now I'm still not playing the green. And I'm not taking anything else here. Forceway being the best card is great. But and Snorhorn Rider being fantastic too. But we're just going to take a solid playable morph and be happy with it. Ooh, here's a tough pick. Not Defiant Strike, but this Sultai Scavenger. It's a bird warrior, and it's got flying. But it has Delve, and it's kind of expensive. And Blossoming Sands does help with our green splash. Yeah, but if I do... Again, Sultai Flare is not exactly the most insane splash. I'd just have, like, solid good cards that I don't have to worry about splashing in general. So let's just rock that out. CDC's pet is whatever. Salt Road Patrols, whatever. I think I'm going to take the Bloodfell Caves in case I want to go red, which is kind of where I want to be anyway, because I'm good on creatures, and since even though this is a morph to go with my Ghost Fireblade, I really just want warriors no matter what, and these are just kind of the dorks that are replaceable, whereas having some fixing is really nice. Ooh, second rush of battle I'll take over second Bloodfell Caves. If I knew I was playing red, I would definitely take this Bloodfell Caves over the second rush of battle, since I already have one, and a Raider Spoils. Ooh, Scattered Barrens I'm slamming over the Krumar Bondkin because I know this is making the deck. Smite the Monstrous would also be welcome. I would rather have Bondkins over the War Behemoths, but having a for sure playable dual land just seems a little too strong. I'm going to take Shambling Tenants over Hooting Mandrills. They're kind of the same thing, but we know we're playing this guy. It's a little bit of extra delve that I would normally like in the deck. I already have a Naturalize for the sideboard, and even though that one's foil, if I end up going red, maybe I just want the Shatter. I mean, these never come in anyway, so I don't have to worry about it. Ooh, Molting Snakeskin. That'll actually make the cut as of right now. Mardu Banner's fine if I'm desperate for red fixing, though I don't think I'm going to be based on how this draft's going. Currently not interested in the green. And then let's see. I want to try to start seeing what this curve is actually starting to look like. Let's bust a move on these guys. Ooh, Bloodsoaked Champion, Death Frenzy, Abzan Guide, Green Fixing. The guide does seem fantastic, but I mean, Bloodsoaked Champion, that's a fantastic warrior. Goes in our warrior deck already, so we're going to slam that guy in. I'm trying to move all this stuff around. Come on. And then to get a better sense of just what exactly our curve is looking like here. Not a bunch of morphs, which is okay, but I definitely want more. Remember, we jumped up on the 4-drop, so I don't need a third rush of battle ever. We just love like more injuries or cuts. I don't play this attendance if I don't have to. Just get on this aggressive game plan here. Oh, this is rough. Another Feat of Resistance. What a bummer. Great pickup there. Highspire Mantis is fine, but I wouldn't want to pick it to splash over a Feat of Resistance. Creatures are a little bit low. We're only at 11. I mean, really now I just want to fill up my my morph slot. Although Mardu Skullhunter is fantastic as just a warrior and a good 2-drop. Kind of upgrades our students. I don't want students if I don't have to. Bloodfell Caves will be fine. I already mentioned I don't need a third rush of battle with 2 rushes and 1 Raider Spoils. I'm good. Ice Daddy. Ooh, yeah. That's a shout out to Marshall from Looter Resources, who calls it Ice Daddy. The Ice Feather Raven. Love that card, but we ain't playing it. Ooh. 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 Ooh, so many good things. I do want more creatures, and this Abzan guide I think is kind of key, but I'm not too sure I can pass a debilitating injury. I just have so many. I just need more creatures. Yeah, it's kind of rough, but I already have 2 Feat of Resistance, 1 debilitating injury, Mer's Cut. Yeah, we're just going to take a really solid morph, which goes with our Ghost Fireblade. It does mean I need to start looking for a green splashed something or another. We'll take the Mare Elk Nightblade. I'm not excited for it, but it's a playable creature. We're not playing the Gadul. We're not splashing for the Grizzly. Dreadmaw we're not playing. Ride the Serpent I don't want it double black, and it's clunky removal. I've got clunky removal. I'm good on that. Just don't love having so many 4-drops. Pretty awkward. Abzan Ascendancy could be good, but I don't have any green fixing. So with only a Scoured Barrens to be able to play my Abzan Guide and Ascendancy, I don't know if I'm good for it. Bitter Revelation, though, is a really nice card. It helps fuel up some of the delve, and I have 3 delves, even though I kind of want to cut this one. If I do magically get any of those jungle hollows back, though, the Abzan Ascendancy is going to be really nice in the deck. But what am I cutting? Maybe Snakeskin's not going in? Just Guy Student I want to upgrade, but I probably won't get it. I didn't see any other better 2-drops in this pack. And the 4s are super tight already. Yeah, since my 4s are already super tight, I will take the Ascendancy. Probably not going to play it unless I get some better fixing, though. So for now, it's going over there. We'll take the Disowned Ancestor, which is a warrior, and is a nice early drop. We can be somewhat aggressive. We're not particularly set up for like super great raid triggers to make that matter, but the Skull Hunter, it's fine. And again, not looking to play these green spells. We're full on 4 drops, don't want Secret, or a 3rd Rush of Battle, as I've already mentioned. So this is a fine pickup. Not super exciting. Do I want the banner? It seems so bad to play a banner just for an Abzan guide. I may not play this guide, which sucks. But right now, what am I cutting? This Nightblade, I think. 13 creatures is a little low, though. Maybe I need to, like, cut a Rush of Battle or something. It's kind of our finisher, though. Jeskai Student. Chromatic Swiftwing, though, I like in this deck with 2 feeder resistances, a Molting Snakeskin. Stuff to pump it up is pretty nice. I'll take a Trumpet Blast. I don't have one yet. And it might be... Trumpet Blast is better than Abzan Guide. Especially with this sort of splash scenario that's starting to get there. I'm not playing any of these, but maybe the Sagu Archer. It is Morph, so that helps with the... on the splash game plan. Here's a Bitter Revelation. Don't know if it's going to make the deck. I do like it, but my other spells are a little bit more powerful. Another 2-drop can make it upgrade from something, but that was one of the cards I was already looking to like cut. None of these are happening at all. Alright. So, since I don't have any of the super wide warrior cards, such as the Call to Arms or whatever, I don't think that Trumpet Blast this is the deck for it in the active treason, even though I do have the Bloodfell Caves to help splash red more than green. I don't think that's going to be the case. I might just not play this Abzan guide, because there's no major reason to have it. I might have to consider cutting a Snakeskin, or even the Ghostfire Blade, since I can't really abuse it, because I have so few actual morphs. But again, I still think a Ghostfire Blade is going to be pretty good on things when I just want to be attacking anyway. It's not insane when you have to pay 3 to equip every time, but it's still very good. And it goes great on a Sage Eye Harrier. Side note. Also really nice with like my other flyer, the Kieran and the Scavenger, the Unyielding Crew Mars, which have first strike. So, yeah, probably just not going to play the Abzan guide. I don't think it's necessarily worth the splash. But let me clean this up and see just how rough my mana is. It's going to be pretty easy on the black-white front, and Abzan Guide is a morph, so I could just play it with 1 force, and if I flip it up at some point, great. If not, it's a 2/2 for 3. Okay, so here's all those picks broken down. Remember, red's definitely not a thing. I'm noticing the Bitter Revelation and maybe the Nightblade as cards to bring in. Not the Attendants. I have better Delves and just better later stuff, though it's a good sideboard card. Races I don't care about. The green has some fantastic cards, but not that synergize with the deck, so I don't think I'm going to be splashing green. Ascendancy is super powerful, but with no dual lands to support green, I'm actually just considering cutting the guide. I did just mention that it would be perfectly fine as a 2/2 morph. It goes well with Ghostfire Blade, but I'm considering keeping this a 17 land deck, since this deck really only needs to get to mana for 4. You know, it only needs to get to 4 mana to kind of go off. We kind of have most of our creatures get cast at 4, even the Scavenger eventually does. We're just looking to go a little bit more aggressive on the 2-drop slot. I don't love going down to 13 creatures, though. So if I do what I'm considering, getting rid of the guide, and we play 8 and 8, so we have a 9/9 even split of white and black sources, we have a super reliable deck. And I do love how aggressive we can be with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 early drops of our creatures with the Snakeskin feats, rushes of battles. What's warriors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We only have 8 warriors, so the rush of battles and rare spells aren't insane. But still, just being aggressive, you know, obviously these get nutty when dealing with warriors, but it's still a pretty good setup. I think this is it. I could argue getting rid of one of my Rush of Battles, bringing back the Abzan guide, playing 1 forest, and doing like a 9/8/1 split. I just don't think the Abzan guide adds that much as just a, with only a 1/4 splash, and I don't want to put in more forests to ruin the really great consistent mana. So yeah, I think I just want to keep it like this. However, that does mean I really want this to be a 17 land deck. I don't think we need to play 18 like you normally do in this format. Sure, it's great to flip over the War Behemoth at 5, but the Sage Eye Hares are only morph. I mean, we have mana sinks if we need them, but I think we actually want to do a 17 land deck here. So, what other creature would I want to bring in? Because I feel like I'm low on creatures. Nothing really. Maybe I want the Bitter Revelation. Having Prowess trigger with Jeskai students is a little bit nicer. Bitter Revelation helps us dig. Ideally, we're the aggressor always. That's how the deck's built, so I don't care about the life gain. Just being able to filter through is nice. And I do have a Scavenger and a Murderous Cut that I can power Delve up with. I kind of like it. I like it better than the 3 other cards that I can option. Murelk Nightblade, I just have better options with the Unyielding Krumars in my opinion, and we have plenty of things at 4 drops to do. Remind you, these aren't really like, the spells aren't exactly where they are in their drops, but I don't need more 4s. If I had a 3 drop or below, that'd probably be the card I'd play, but all I have are morphs in green, and I already mentioned I'm not playing those, so yeah. I think this is going to do it in this way. I put that Bitter Revelation in. Little light on creatures, but still a lot of them are aggressive, so if we just get a normal draw of like 2 to 3 nice aggressive creatures with support, and then drawing cards to kind of like back up a finisher, it could be okay. Not the perfect build by any means. Would love to have had some of those dual lands that I had passed to help kind of punch up this deck. Punch up with some green spells, but this should be alright. 9/7? Nah. We have enough 2-drop whites that 9 and 9 is fine, and even though 10's good for our double black, 9's still all you ever really need. Yeah. This should be quite fantastic. Alright, another warrior build. Woohoo! Let's move on.